What's up, Black Desert Mobile fans? It's Legit here. Today's video, I'm going to be talking to you guys about field drop items specifically. I'm going to be covering silver per territory, how much you make on average based off of some testing that I did, as well as some additional tests that focus around field drop items. Thank you guys for tuning in. If this is your first time to my channel, make sure you check out the description down below for some additional badass Black Desert Mobile content. You won't be disappointed. I already came out with one video about farming. It was a basic understanding where to farm guide. Black Desert Mobile doesn't really give us any understanding about field drop items. I've gotten a lot of comments since my last couple of videos about specifically where to farm. Where should I farm at 2300 CP, 2500 CP? I plan on covering all that in this video for you. More specifically, I did a lot of testing for those field drop items. If you go to settings and then you go to drop rates right there, Black Desert Mobile gives us the drop rates for the Pearl shop, which legally they have to show us, but they don't give us the field drop rates. You can't find anywhere the actual statistical numbers for field drop rates. A lot of people want to know what these boxes mean next to the monster's name. So recruit box green 7, 10, 10. If you go to the higher areas, it shows, blue 2, 5, 2. So my mission to set out is to figure out what those boxes mean. In order to do that, though, I actually had to do a lot of testing to figure out variances. There's variances between a Valkyrie farming, between a Ranger farming, between a Witch farming. There's variances between a level 59 farming over a level 60. There's variances farming between somebody who has Combat Camp plus, the pay-to-win feature. So there's a lot of variances. This is, a field test drop item test. I can't say for sure that I got all the specifics into one video, and I can say for sure that this isn't going to be 100% accurate. This is just some testing that I did to help you guys out. I hope it helps you out. I do plan on doing more testing. Please stay tuned for that. With that being said, let's get into the first thing. The first test I did was figuring out how much silver drops per hour at every single location. I took all 3 characters, parked them in every single location for 1 hour, tested out how much silver I got. The variances, as you see here, so some of the areas is 275k to 375k. What the number is above that is each territory drops one specific item. That's the volume of each one of those items. So on the top left it says 254S, that's 254 silver per item that drops. The highest value of any item that drops is in the middle there, actually at the Rhutum soldiers. Every item that drops from those is actually worth 325 silver of all the items that drop in all the territories. So if you notice here, after first glance, you actually make the most silver per hour at Rhutum soldiers than you do anywhere else except for Witch's Chapel. That's the only other place that makes a lot of silver. Witch's Chapel is 2700 CP. So if you're at 2600 CP, you should be farming at Rhutum soldiers if you're farming for silver. That is the first territory. The second one that I'm going to cover is Cron Castle. Cron Castle, the middle territory, actually drops, the drops are 245 silver per drop. However, the entrance actually makes 425 to 550,000 silver per hour. Cron Castle itself is 375 to 475, and the other territory is 400 to 500,000 silver per hour. We also all hear that, witches and rangers are the best at farming, best at grinding. I also wanted to put that to the test. And what I found is on average, the witch in an hour time frame makes 25,000 more silver than a ranger, and the ranger on average makes 25,000 more silver than a Valkyrie. I did not get a chance to test a warrior or a giant. I would assume they're going to fall in the same, realm of a Valkyrie. So in fact, the witch makes the most silver even over a ranger, and then a witch actually makes around 50,000 more silver per hour than a Valkyrie. So a witch is definitely better at grinding even over a ranger. I do want to note as we go into South Medea that all characters were also 3400 CP, so they were all the exact same combat power for the test. South Medea, I didn't get a chance to test the harder areas, the purple ones in the bottom left. It just wouldn't give an accurate test because it takes a lot harder to farm. The first area in the far left, the mutated chimeras over there, they're dropping 239 silver for one of the items. The other item's dropping for 335 silver. So you're able to make 450 to 600,000 silver per hour. Iron Mines, you're making between 300 and 450 silver per hour. The Rogues is making 350 to 400k per hour. The Omar Lava Cave is giving you 375 to 475 per hour. And then the main up there is giving you 325 to 425 per silver per hour. But the biggest one that you want to pay attention to down there is the one on the bottom right, where they're dropping 395 silver per drop, so you're able to make up to 600k per hour with the testing that I've done. The next test is someone at level 59 and someone at level 60, with everything else held true except for the additional field drop item of being at max level. Here's the results. The person at level 60 got 10 purple condensed energies. The person at level 50 got 1 blue condensed energy. They both got relatively the same amount of silver. The person at level 60 also got a lot more books, whether they were blue and green, so a lot more blue books, and they did also get that purple drop. They did get the same amount of ancient tablets, but the drop rate is a lot higher. For the next test, I wanted to figure out how much I was actually making from each territory within a 1 hour time period. Now, when you're farming, you're getting everything. You're getting, dark energy experience, you're getting black stones, you're getting light stones, you're getting gear, you're getting skill books, you're getting everything. So it's really hard to quantify how well you're doing in a specific area. So I actually broke it down. I broke everything down to silver. Everything has a silver value. This skill book, 7,200. The stones, 2,200, 22,000. I've figured out the value for everything. Now, the one thing I do want to note is dark energy experience doesn't quantify to a value as far as silver because it's not a sellable item. When you look up that item, it gives you a base value of about 100 silver. When I feed equipment to my black spirit, when I feed it a yellow piece of equipment, the yellow dark energy experience is about the same equivalent to a yellow piece of gear. The same thing holds true for purple. When I feed a dark energy experience, it's about the equivalent to a purple, and the same thing holds true for blue. So I actually I put the dark energy experience at a standard value. I gave yellows 1 million silver value. I gave purples 100,000 silver value. I gave blues a 10,000 silver value, and I gave whites a 1,000 silver value. That's the easiest way I could do it. And it's probably not 100% accurate, but for this example, it'll give us a good idea of how much in silver we're making per territory. I was able to test a couple territories on all 3 characters to give you an idea, and here's what I found. 2 additional factors that go into testing for all these areas. The first factor is not being anywhere near anybody else that's farming to hog up the farm, to the mobs. The second factor is finding a good area that's, good for you farming to be able to kill a lot of mobs. You don't want to go into an area with 5 mobs, 10 mobs to kill, and then you're done. You're waiting for them to respawn. So you want to make sure you find good areas. I did on all 3 characters. I rotated them. I put them in one area, and then I rotated them every hour. So I tested all characters twice, so 6 hours total in each territory. And here's what I found. Marni's second lab is the most profitable territory to farm in total. Marni's second lab averaged 3 million silver per hour. Marni's underground was just a shade below at about 2.9 million silver per hour. The third place would be Omar Lava Cave, which is giving you about 2.8 million silver per hour. That is the most popular places to farm within South Medea. After that, the most profitable place is Cron Castle Patrol, sitting at 2.6 million silver an hour. Cron Castle Entrance at about 2.55 million silver an hour, and Cron Castle sitting at about 2.5 million silver per hour. Special notes, abandoned iron mines sitting at about 2.5, 2.4 million silver hour. It is harder to get a good estimate of abandoned iron mines because a lot of people farm at those territories. Wandering Rogue's Den actually put me at about 2.2 million silver per hour. Main's Cave about 2.2 million. I do want to note those territories are higher combat power required, so maybe you'll get a better idea of farming in those territories yourself if you're higher combat power than me. I am 3,400. I do know the Rave, about 3,600, is Soldier's Grave to farm at. I didn't get a chance to test there either because I am sitting at 3,400. But for my test, I found Marni's second lab is the best place. Marni's underground, second best place. Omar Lava Cave, third best place. Then you go to Cron Castle. Special note with this, it's also hard to quantify ancient rune tabs and boss stamps, but I do want to say that I got an astronomical amount of ancient rune tabs from Omar Lava Cave. In 1 hour period, I was able to get up to 30 ancient rune tabs. Second special note, Cron Castle, the big one. I'm able to farm boss stamps there for some odd reason at a far better rate than any other place. I'm able to farm about 20 an hour at Cron Castle. Those are just some additional side notes. Okay, so that was a lot of information, and I at the beginning of the video I told you guys I would help you understand about where it is you should farm if you're at a specific combat power. So I'm going to go through those real quick where I suggest farming with the information that I gave in my first farming video and the information I just gave you. If you're under 2000 CP, I strongly recommend you farming at Quint Hill. It offers the best drops and the best silver. That's the easy one. Under 2000 CP, North Calpheon, Quint Hill. If your combat power is 2200 to 2000, I recommend farming at Catfish or Rhutum soldiers or mansha warriors. I like Rhutum soldiers the best there because of the drops like I showed earlier, so that would be my go-to is Rhutum soldiers. If you're at 2500 CP below, I like calpheon shadows, which is hidden monastery because it does have the repeatable quest, or calpheon shrine because it also does have that repeatable quest. So hidden monastery or calpheon shrine if you're 2500 CP or below. If you're 2700 CP below, you should definitely be at Hexe Sanctuary or Witch's Chapel. After that, if you're above 2700 CP, 2900 CP, I strongly recommend farming at Cron Castle entrance or Cron Castle patrol. If you're above 3100 CP, I like Cron Castle where we were just at, so Cron Castle main or the Marni's second lab or Marni's underground. You can get away with farming at Marni's second lab and Marni's underground all the way up to 36, 37, 3600 CP, I would say. Then you could probably want to switch. Other than that, you're going to stick at Marni's second lab. If you're under 3500 CP, Marni's second lab. I don't like abandoned iron mines just because of how many people are there. So Marni's second lab. You could get away with Omar's lava cave, like I said. Omar's lava cave is 3300, so you need at least 34 or 3500 to be able to farm there successfully at a good rate. That is my recommendations about where to farm to help you guys out. I did also cover the silver. We covered what the benefits of farming if you're not level 60, so I strongly recommend everybody getting level 60. That is priority. In fact, the drop rate from going to level 60, I know it's only 10% increased drop rate, as you can see right there, 10% increased drop rate. It feels like more like a 25 to 30% increased drop rate. The last tip I have for you is if you like to play a giant or a warrior or a Valkyrie, I get it, those are fun classes, but maybe it wouldn't hurt to pick up a witch, get them to level 60 and use that account as your farming account, strictly for farming, and then you could use your other accounts for other stuff. Because if you can farm and make an average of 50,000 more silver per hour, and that's just the silver, I didn't quantify anything else in that. But if you're making more, that means you're picking up more, you're killing more, you're getting more. And, over the course of a month, that could be a lot of loot, a lot of gear. So it might be worth it to create a witch alt or a ranger alt. Witch does, if you're going to do it strictly for farming, I would go for the witch. That's just my opinion. I hope that helps you guys out. I know that was a lot of information, a lot of testing. I am going to continue to do more testing on the world map and try to figure out these boxes a little bit better. I still don't have a good answer for you guys as to exactly what they are. It's going to take a lot of testing. If you guys want to help me out in this, by all means, you can jump into my Discord. We can talk about it, try to figure it out a little bit more. If you have any questions, if you've enjoyed this video, hit that like button. If you have any questions, drop a comment down below. And that's everything. With that being said, I will see you next time.